When am I ever going to use this in life? All over the world, this question is asked by the students the most. Some students use this question to challenge the teacher, to get them to explain why it is important to use. However, others want to know how mathematics will be used in the future. Some students think that they won't use it after graduation, so they become curious on whether or not they will. Do you ever wonder why we are taught mathematics? Well, here's where I will tell you why it is important in life throughout my speech. For teachers, they don't know if you will ever use it for what you want to go for in college. So when students ask this question, they become confused on what to tell them. Some teachers will just simply explain how other people have used it and give the students what they think they want. It is difficult for the teacher to try to respond and try to convince them on when they will use it, because they try to argue about how they won't use math in real-life situations. Teachers that give no application problems, like solving inequalities, leads the students into not being convinced it is useful. Teachers are to work hard at finding application problems that can interest the students. It is difficult to try and find an application problem to make the students understand that math is useful in life. Dana Rodriguez, math teacher at Woonsocket High School, says that in 8th grade, they find the percent increase and decrease. In geometry, they find the areas of rooms, which she is using in her own house to reconstruct one of her own rooms. In algebra, they use the vertical motion model to find how long something is in the air for. She stated that it is difficult to get them to understand that they will know how to use mathematics in life. She also knows that they won't use some of the math in everyday life, but for geometry, they need to know how to find the area of a room for if they ever have to construct one. On the website of the Times of India, in 2015, lists the importance of everyday life, math in everyday life. It explains that we use mathematics to help use our creativity, structural thinking, critical thinking, and our communication skills. The more we know how to solve problems and understand it, the more successful we are. You'll need to know the functions of mathematics and how to do them, because in the future, it won't matter where you'll be, you will either have to know the simple math or the complicated math. It all plays a part in our life, to appreciate the works of mathematics. Government and finance teacher at Woonsocket High School, Emily Olson, says that she uses the percentages in polls for the electoral votes in government. In finance, she uses the rule of 72 for how long your money will double in your savings account. In banking, you learn about having a percent of interest and a compound interest. Also in banking, we use budgeting, which allows how much money you need to spend or save, which requires math. In investments, you deal with stocks, which deals with percentages. Also, you have to know how to pay bills, which requires doing math. After all the facts from the websites and examples from the teachers, it explains that there are ways to use math in life and to understand how it is used. Knowing the functions of math benefits the people to think in subjective ways. Math is taught so that students have the capability to have careers that will be dealing with math and that knowledge. It plays a role in the prosperity of the students. It is a task that students will have to overcome even when it is challenging. In the end, there are places that are looking for people who have high knowledge in math. And that is why it is useful for the students so they can get the job that they want. So think again and know that every student should be taught how to use math and understand that they will use it in the future. It won't matter where you'll be going because you still have to deal with math. Math is a tool that people will have to use throughout their life, even when you think you won't. It is an essential to have that knowledge in your mind for when you have a situation where you'll be dealing with math. Teachers will tell you that there's going to be a day that you'll use math, so know not to ask that question because you should already know the answer. But if you do ever ask that question, just know that the teacher will tell you math is something that will have to be taught throughout the school years, and that is why it is very important to have those skills and learning about it.